Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Thursday, 19th of December 2024. So, will it be a terrible Thursday based on events of yesterday? So, here we discuss what is going to happen today based on what happened yesterday. So, this is our pre market commentary. Welcome. So let's see what happened yesterday. And yesterday was a day when the most important event for us this month was the Fed meeting. And everyone knew that there will be a 25 basis points reduction. Now, what everyone didn't know was how hawkish the Fed will be in the subsequent press conference. So all of us went with the hope that the press conference will be taken okay by the markets. The Fed rate in decrease came about 25 basis points, but the market reacted very violently because the Fed decided that they will have only about two interest rate cuts next year. They penciled in two interest rate cuts next year, whereas the market was expecting three. However, what the market missed was in the press conference, the chairman talked about accelerating the rate cuts if the conditions deteriorate. So I think the market is trying to push the Fed into a corner where the cornered Fed will be forced to come back to the three rate cuts rather than the two rate cuts. Now, he also mentioned that the economy is doing well. They upped their inflation guidance a little bit higher. So if you have an economy which is doing well, and if the inflation guidance is higher, then it is very difficult for the Fed to actually cut interest rates more than two times. Actually, they should not be cutting; they should be holding. But then they are a slave to the market sentiment, and therefore they will cut. So what happened yesterday was okay. The US futures trade higher after Wall Street tumbles, but that was because the Wall Street completely crashed. You had Dow Jones, for instance, falling 1100 points, which is the largest losing streak since 1974. 1974 was Gerald Ford was the president. When it was 8 to 9, then Jimmy Carter was the president. That is 78. Now we are gone into 74. Typically, the market goes into the monthly expiry, not monthly this time, it is a quarterly expiry, options expiry, which is tomorrow, Friday, third Friday, in a very nervous mood. So tomorrow we may still have a situation where today and tomorrow may still be nervous as far as the US markets are concerned. And this time, apparently, the exposure is the highest ever. Of course, every month it is becoming highest ever, and this is a quarterly expiry. So there is a likelihood of a lot of volatility tomorrow as far as the US markets are concerned. So that's what as far as the US markets did. And basically what US Fed did was lowered their benchmark rate. And then there was one dissent. So I already talked about they're increasing the interest rate, the inflation band. So what happened to Nifty, Gift Nifty? You see a 300-point drop as far as Gift Nifty is concerned. Please note, Gift Nifty trades in just thousands. So 1,000 shares can bring down the market by 100 points is what I've noticed in the past. So I don't know exactly what is the amount of which has been traded, but nevertheless, you will see red in the market in the beginning. Even though FI has reduced their selling yesterday to only about 1,300 crores, DI has bought for 4,800, 4,000 crores, yet the market came down. It looked like it had a base, but if it opens below that base, then you will see all hell break loose, at least in the first 1 hour. And we are going into the quarterly expiration of options in the quadruple options in the US market. So that has to be kept in mind. So what happened yesterday is not great significance for what can happen today. Nifty declined for the third session. Tata Motors and Power Grid lost. Mid cap and small cap. Nifty declined. See, both of these mid cap, small cap, and micro cap have been warning since last 1 week. They're highly overbought and they are making new highs. So whereas Nifty has not been doing it, Nifty made its new high in September end. So one has to be cautious, but yet script specific opportunities are there. But as a index, I think it will get hurt more than Nifty. So Aurobindo Pharma and Mankind Pharma, as well as Dr. Reddy, did well yesterday. In fact, Dr. Reddy did well even in the US markets when all the other stocks collapsed, the ADRs I'm talking about. Nifty IT went up yesterday, but then I think today it will be under pressure. Nifty PSU Bank declined. I don't know why. And more important than Bank of Maharashtra or Central Bank is Federal Bank, which suddenly fell 5%. I mean, this is unexplainable because it is a very strong bank. And recently it had made an all-time high at 215.16. Suddenly it fell below 200. Nifty metal declined because NMDC can get into trouble because Karnataka government is going to up the royalty, which the Supreme Court has now agreed that they can take back royalty and calculate it right from 2005. So all the metal companies, the steel companies, NMDC and Tata Steel, SAIL, all of them could be in trouble. So Nifty Energy also declined. Adani is leading that. Adani group is in trouble, we all know. So that Nifty Energy will decline so long as Adani group is in trouble. Auto declined, which is quite surprising, especially Ashok Leyland fell like a ton of bricks. Tata Motors expected, but Ashok Leyland was a surprise. Nifty Realty also declined in line with the entire market because most of the stocks in the market yesterday, the selling was broad based. So one couldn't expect that too many winners will be there. Now, the macro news is not bad. Actually, it is good. The direct tax collection is up by about 20%, which is good. The net direct tax collection, this is after refunds about 16.5, which is very, very good. Whereas the corporate tax collection is only about 8.8%, which is not that good. That is why the market is sensing that things are not going to get any better. And surprisingly, one more thing which I have to mention here is that the Vahan data was very good in November. In fact, 32 lakh vehicles were registered, which was an all-time record. But in December, it has suddenly collapsed. I don't know why it has happened, but as we speak, it is not even 50% of what was there last December. Last December was about 20 lakh vehicles were registered, but this time it's about less than 10 lakhs. And we just have only about 7-8 days. So this is the Karnataka government problem, a government issue, which the duty on iron ore has been will be increased, which will have a problem for JSW as well as NMDC. And this is an interesting point here. 3 listings yesterday: MobiKwik, Sai Life, and Vishal Mega Mart. MobiKwik is a very tricky, is in very tricky place, and it has gone up by about 57%. And Sai Life is a good company, I feel, and that has gone up by about 18%. And the Vishal Mega Mart is in a very competitive category. It has gone up by 33% on the listing day. Now, why do these stocks go up on listing day is something to do with the gray market premium. Lots of trading takes place and a lot of shorting happens in the gray markets. And of these 3, Sai Life was considered a good company. That is why it listed at a small premium. What is not considered good is shorted heavily in the gray market. So therefore, when it opens, they open it higher. So the gray market operators are forced to cover and deliver those shares at a higher cost. Invariably, it falls after 3-4 days. You can watch this phenomena. I've been watching it. Whatever stock is the IPO, where it just barely gets subscribed, the premium on listing is the highest. So you watch one MobiKwik as well as the Vishal Mega Mart. And this is a very interesting thing. Was Asian Paints. The senior executives are now just jumping ship. I think they are going to their competitors, which is the Optus, which is Opus, which is the Birla company, which has started their operations. So that is a very interesting thing. So Asian Paints will continue to be under pressure simply because the growth is not there, and now you have competition, and the slice of the cake is not growing as much as one would expect. Now, gold imports, this is something very funny here. Suddenly, you had a trade deficit which was very high, which came in day for yesterday. Now, the government realizes that they have double counted gold imports. So, therefore, they are going to change it. And if they're going to change it, what is likely to happen is that the trade deficit will dramatically come down. and then the government will, talk about, that trade deficit is down, so everything is hunky dory and all that. I'd just like to show what is happening today in the markets, in the Asian markets. Now you look at Nikkei. This is a 5-minute chart. So Nikkei opened lower with a very big gap, and then it went up. And BOJ is going to announce its interest rate policy in the next 1 hour. At 8:30, you will get it. Won't be a surprise if they raise interest rates. But considering what is happening globally, I don't know whether they'll raise interest rates. If they don't raise interest rates, I think BOJ, the Nikkei may lead the rally upwards. Hang Seng also opened lower, tried to go up, and I think they're all waiting for the BOJ decision. This is China market. China market also opened lower, and it has gone up. And then you talk of Kospi. Kospi also, you see opening is the low here, and then it has been steadily going up. This is a 5-minute chart. Singapore also the same thing, opened dramatically lower and then started going up. So if you look at it, generally all the markets are opening lower and then they are steadily going up. But BOJ, I think, will decide the fate. Today we have, I think, our interest rate decisions in 4 major countries. BOJ is at 8:30. Bank of England, where they are not expected to do anything on the interest rates. Then the Bank of Mexico, which may not affect us so much. And the Russian central bank is also there. There's also a Chinese central bank meeting where nothing much is going to happen. If anything, there may be more easing. So Bank of Japan is the most important thing today, though 5 other banks are talking about their meetings. So today we can expect a big gap down. Now what one should do is one should look at what happens in 2 hours and then decide whether one should be invested or try to take some profits or losses, as the case may be. Personally, we were long yesterday, though the market fell down. We are now shifting our focus more towards trading on the Nifty and Bank Nifty. Let us see what happens. I at least will give the first hour to the bears, and then let's see what happens. So whatever you do today, hope it is successful. Thank you for joining.